Hello, everyone. This is the first stream of the night, hopefully, if I can get through all this. Um, we're gonna make a Aphmau tier list of specific characters. I'm not doing the MID characters. Um, this will be all like MCD and my street. Nothing out of that out my nose. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. I can't restart it. Um, so our tier lists are husband, wife material. Hear me out, which Aaron should be down here. Uh, best boy or girl. Love this character. They were cool and I like them. They're going with their hands and 6 feet deep. There are going to be a couple characters who are repeats. One of them I meant to do on purpose, and the other one was by accident. But yeah, I had posted this originally, but I'm going to go fix it and talk about like certain things and talk about why I'm placing characters in certain areas. Um, God, my head hurts. Probably because I'm not wearing my glasses. But because there was a few characters I was missing. I'm still missing a character. I just realized because I forgot to grab her while I was looking up a picture of Zoe. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get started, and I'm gonna explain each uh time I do this because I just want to get my opinion out there on certain characters. So yeah. Again, Aaron's not supposed to be up there. I don't really see him as a hear me out. He's more of a loveless character spot, but it's fine. It's fine. Zoe, Zoe, Zoe. Um, I actually really love Zoe from both season 1 and season 2. Though I kind of wish she would have like told them everything in season 2 when they would ask each time and tried to explain. But like, I also get where she was coming from as well because I think Ash would have not cared and still would have done whatever it was. But Zoe as a character herself, just love her. Uh, Life material. Diana. Okay. Originally, I had her in We're Going Through Hands. Um, I'm gonna say it. She deserves to be in that spot. And I know someone's gonna be like, what the hell? Why? Okay, listen, there is no way that Garte was able to keep the whole thing of them experimenting on Garth away from her. In my opinion, anyway, there's no way he was actually able to do that without her noticing, because there had to be some side effect from the potions that they were testing on the kids. There had to be like ways that she could tell that, this is kind of weird that he's taking just Garth. I think he was pretty much just taking Garth. I don't know if his name was ever experimented on and all that stuff. And the whole thing with Vlad, people think that she may have cheated because in MCD, I believe it was, she ended up, when they were going through a rough out, she ended up getting with someone else while they were still married and had Vlad. So I don't know if that's true because it was very much pointed out that Vlad's not their brother. He's his brother, but they're like half siblings. So I think there was a rough patch during the time she had Zane because it seems like Zane and Vlad are like close in age in Phoenix Drop because Vlad was in Aphmau and Zane's class. So Unless Vlad's actually Zane's twin, which that was never confirmed or anything, then that's. But I still like her as a character. MCD, Xenix. Um, that's a no-brainer. We're gonna throw hands. I'm not sure he hurt so many people with his betrayal. I believe he was a Shadow Knight even before that. So the whole entire time, that was kind of one of those things. Like, I don't know how the Shadow thing works full on. I don't know if he was controlled into doing what he did, but he still betrayed everyone. My street, ZX. I should have put added the category on. We're just they're okay. Um, yeah, we'll put him with Diana. Zach, okay. Zach's a difficult character to read because we haven't seen much of him other than season 6 and what we've learned about him from Savannah through uh the next job because he hasn't been mentioned really before season 6 other than like Savannah calling his names or him calling her to. I'm gonna assume that he wanted to see Aph, and it kind of ticks me off. No, like I'll probably end up getting to that when we get to Savannah, but like I have mixed feelings about him because I don't think he ever used that potion on Aph when he could have. And I very much feel like he does very much love her. He knows how he was extremely upset that she died. And obviously he's not good because he's working on those potions and stuff still, and all that. So he's still not a good guy. 'Cause as we all know, you can be a really bad person but still love your kids. But he was just kind of the fact that he raised someone else's child or helped raise someone else's child behind his wife's back. Before anyone says anything, please go watch Andy's live stream rumor. The voice actor for Savannah literally talks about this with the whole thing with Ian and not being Eric's kid. Not Eric, Zach's kid. Have I been saying Eric this whole entire time? I hope not. But I'm gonna have to throw hands with him because he's still not a good dude. MCD blood. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember much about him, but I know he's like extremely helpful and generally a really good character, and I do like him. Blood, right there. He has to be. You'll see why. I know this one's gonna ask, why are you doing multiple versions of a character, especially with like My Street and Phoenix Drive. Some characters are just different uh, from both series, especially in MCD. Again, um, this person. Okay, so regardless of what version of Travis there is, he's always been a little bit perverted with the whole butt thing, and it was. Oh God. Okay, hold up, sir. The charger's not working. I think it was more, not more acceptable in high school because you still shouldn't like sexually harass someone, but I feel like he wasn't as bad in in school than he was um afterwards because like he was so sweet and shy. I feel like in school, but like once he got out of the school, he was kind of I don't want to call him a playboy 'cause I don't think he just dated her out and broke girls' hearts. I think he literally was searching for love and just couldn't find it with anyone and had that like played that off in like an attitude, kind of like a mask, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna put him, this version of him anyway, and love this character. MCD one or version of Travis, still gonna put him and love this character. But this one's gonna go in with them. Okay, Tara was only in one season, so there's she was in technically two, I guess, because I'm pretty sure she was in Graduation Days too. Maybe I can't remember. We didn't really see too much of her, and we know very little about her as well. And she was pretty she was pretty supportive of that through Talking Claw. So I do appreciate her as a character, as a support system for her, since they were both sharing the same room. And I don't know how many people Ash told when the whole letter thing started happening, but she was definitely a rock for her. And so I feel like that earns her in a spot here. Gianni, honestly, girl can't do no wrong. I'm not gonna say much about her because the spot she's in says it best. Okay, Savannah. I can't remember if this is My Street or Phoenix. I'm pretty sure this version's Phoenix Drop. Phoenix Drop Savannah was my least favorite version of her. Um, she did keep Zach away from Af, and as I was saying with him, he definitely loved his daughter, and the fact that she was upset that he wanted to send money for her. And it seems because multiple times he's tried calling her, it feels like he wanted to actually come see her. Because she even said, "I'm gonna have to get our number changed and stuff." That's like, unless you have a restraining order against him, I feel like it's illegal for you to keep him, or even like since he left when she was a child, that restraining order would be like already gone and stuff, unless she kept getting renewed. But like the court's only gonna renew it. I don't think know if you can get restraining orders renewed like that, especially if he respected it. But then again, Zach was also, I think I talked about it when we were uh doing the last episode, or like one of the episodes, that like I don't know how long Zach, Elizabeth, and the Demon Warlock were stuck in that like dimension. If it was like a couple of years, months, days. But this Sylvana was too overbearing and too against boys. Like, I get it, not wanting your daughter to date. I obviously have a daughter, and I don't really want her to date in high school, but like monitoring her the way she does was nerve-wracking because it's like if you can't trust your daughter, then they're not going to tell you things and things get serious, especially with the whole thing with Ian in season two. The fact that she was like so against it and then suddenly, oh, like werewolf boy, he obviously she's uncomfortable and stuff. And she's saying he's not her boyfriend. I'm still gonna be like, yeah, your boyfriend. Even years later when we figure out that he was a piece of shit. So I'm gonna throw hands with her. My Street Savannah, I kind of feel the same way about her because she was such a dick to Aaron the whole entire for a good bit until season six. It feels like she's still a jerk to him, and like I understand with like her fears and stuff with her being alone, even though she now has Eric and has had Eric for a while at that point, it just irritates me. Because, like, you should be celebrating that your daughter's happy and with someone who obviously very much loves her. And you've even said that the way she looked at him. 'Cause I'm not gonna say she was jealous that she saw that, but I understand the fear of, like, not want her to get her heart broken, but the fact that I think it would break her heart more with the fact that you rejected the one guy that made her feel the way she felt was questionable. Especially going through hands. Castor is a hear me out. I only made the hear me out category for two characters, and Aaron's there. MCD Sasha, again, one of those characters we don't see very often. Um, but she kind of plays a big part. Does she? I don't know. She plays her part perfectly in where the scenes that we see her in, but like, I'm gonna put her there. Uh, did I put her in the right one? Okay. Phoenix Shop and MCD, not MCD. My Street is softer though. I do actually like her character. Rylan only belongs in one spot only. Nicole. Okay, I'm doing Nicole as a whole from MCD and My Street because like I don't much care for My Street Nicole. Um, the fact that like it was confirmed that like they never confirmed the relationship fully, and she kind of just pushed the "I love you" on him and kept talking when Dante was obviously trying to like talk to her and tell her like that's not what he wanted anymore, and her even admitting like like I kind of figured, but like I didn't want to lose him, and fans still want them together. It's like I don't. I think they would be a very toxic ship together because I feel like she loves too much, and that might not be the right phrasing because I think Dante also loves a lot as a character because he just seems to like I don't know. We'll get to Dante on that part, but I feel like she was definitely not fully stable when we saw her in season two, and I know that sounds so mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but eh, but MCD Nicole kind of makes up for it, if I'm honest, because she was such a badass. The only issue I have with her is the fact that she did keep her pregnancy from Dante, fully known he's the father, because she didn't want to break up their marriage. But his marriage to Casey, but I still would have told them, especially since she was pregnant at the same time, because they could have had a full discussion about it, and he would have known his dad. So I'm gonna put her in. They were cool. Both both Marias are gonna go on their hands because I feel like she had a big thing for Aaron, and I think she was supposed to be like competition for F. And I don't like that. I don't like people who knows that someone's in a relationship and they still go for the person that is in a relationship. It just it rubs me the wrong way. It makes me feel gross that they do that. It's like, they're together, but you're still doing this. Mac, I do and I don't like Mac. only because he kept hounding Jenny and obsessing over her and just and it's one of those things like sometimes don't give up on people that you love and stuff like that. But like she made it very clear she did not want to be with them. And we can say that like, oh well, she eventually went out with him. I don't think they would have stayed together, if I'm honest. I really do not think they would stay together as a couple. And his persistentness reminded me of my ex that would not leave me the fuck alone when I asked him to the point where like it became a huge issue. I've had that my brother and one of my male friends message him because he would not leave me alone, and he would tell people we were dating when we were not dating at that point. He would literally like tell him like, "Oh, I'm talking to my girlfriend." I'm like, "I am not your girlfriend. I'm only talking to you because I want my stuff back." So he runs me in my eggs. So I'm gonna have to put him in their hands. Luca obviously gets a wife material. She's a wife material because she's the little happy ball of energy, and I love her. Um, I think this is 11. Yeah, this is 11. I'm gonna put him up here and his brother. All my friends want to put them in Hear Me Out, and I'm like, okay, listen. We watched them in the series. Well, we watched 11 at least grew up in the series, and I no, no. Lawrence. Okay, I might get hate for this. Sorry, I have a headache. Um, I don't. This is MCD. No, this is Dan Shaw Lawrence. I want to throw hands with him. It's the way he was entitled in season one to Aph that made me feel ick with him because them getting upset. Him and Garth both telling her to keep their kiss a secret ticked me off because why should she have to hide it when it was your guys' mistake in the first place and you guys kissed her without her permission? But they still want to get mad at her for like a good bit and like give her the cold shoulder even though she didn't really do anything and she just did what they asked her to do. My Street Lawrence is a whole lot better though. I do love his character in My Street. I'm pretty sure this is Void Paradox, Lawrence, but I'm gonna put him in with the other one because just the way he treated his relationship with that. And again, we can say the Shadow Knight thing, but I feel like that's just us, not us, but like Lawrence fans making an excuse for his behavior in both in season two because he was definitely a lot different in season two, and it like was alarming how fast he changed. And I'm pretty sure that he left so he didn't kill her, but the fact that he like felt the need to tell Garth about her pregnancy when she wasn't probably didn't want a lot of people knowing. And then like he was entitled to her. It was just kind of Kim. It's okay. I'm gonna say it right now. Watching Kim in My Street and watching Kim on the like Aphmau SMP is really weird because this Kim is really shy, really calm, yoga instructor. Um, I, I like this person. I really like this one. She's gonna go in marriage. Kimmer, I don't really have an opinion on Kimmer if I'm being honest. I only got one photo of him because he's not really he's not really like a character that you hear too much about. And I feel bad for what happened to him in season three. But like he generally is just I don't know, he's cool. Ken. I like making seriously little baby. He's a cutie. Some of them in the best. Me and Kai are gonna throw hands. Both versions of him. The thing, what he did to Aphmau in season two was disgusting. It just downright horrible. And I've met men like him, and they are so fucking gross. And I don't care. I know there's people out there who like him, and it's like, why? He's such a dick. Like he's the type of guy that would like not give two shits if he's hurting, breaking your heart. He's just with you to be with you because. And the things he said about Aphmau to Aaron, who was her fiance, in season five just blew my mind. 'Cause you obviously see that they're like, he may not have known they were engaged or like in a relationship, but like the fact that they were together and shopping together, and she was showing him the swimsuits and stuff, should have been an indicator that, huh, they're probably together. But I'm still a smack talker to him. Gladly, Aaron shut him the hell up, but still. Caitlyn, MCD Caitlyn. Where is it? I don't see any arguments there. Oh, no. My Street Caitlyn is a whole different story, in my opinion. Um, I don't wanna really like throw hands with her. But again, I didn't make a category for this. She does really, really tick me off in my stream because she's so angry all the time, and I get it. But it seems like her mom left in when she was young, and her using it as an excuse for her anger throughout the years and not getting therapy for it. And we can also blame Eric for not getting her the help she needed, especially since he even told Savannah that he had a hard time dating anyone in season two because like she would always throw a fit and stuff. And we saw how bad it got. But like it definitely should have been throwing her into therapy at that point. But like the more that it goes on when she's older, the less of an excuse that it is. Especially with like how she like okay, Travis obviously was a pervert, and I believe she did teach him boundaries with her. But with the forces that she hit him with, and how she generally just was so closed off on him until Lucinda in the comments, it was all like acting like she was interested in him, and she suddenly was interested in him, threw me off. 'Cause it's like, okay, girl, you were not acting like that a few minutes ago. Um, there's Charles Caitlin. I like her. She's a cool character. We're gonna pick Casey and Best Boy, or girl, because of Vlad's there. I know someone's gonna be like, why? Why? Because Vlad's there. Listen, Vlad and Casey have been like a recent ship that a bunch of people in I've talked to have been like, that actually be a kind of a cute ship. Granted that they're probably not both gay, but that doesn't stop people apparently. I definitely think Vlad is like bi or something, but I definitely, yeah. Her name is Jenny, right? Yeah. Um, she was an okay character. I kind of wish we would have gotten to learn more about her, and I do feel bad that she eventually gave in to Mac. She did drool over Aaron a lot. It was upset when we did, even though she didn't let him speak, and that was like a whole big deal, obviously. Um, she did upset me a little bit when she started getting kind of possessed of Aaron when they were like quote unquote dating. Uh, because of the fact that like Obviously, Aph has been friends with him for a really long time. The fact that you're trying to like pull him away from her is really weird. But I did like her. I'm, I'm really bad with names. I'm pretty sure her name is Jenna or something like that. I may be completely wrong. Um, I'm just gonna put her. Oh wait, where did I mean that fits too. I'm not even gonna say why we're doing this or this. She was cool. Uh, yeah, no, you're gonna go 6 feet under. No questions. You're gonna go into her hands. Wait, no, oh no, that was the wrong one. Hold on. Where'd she go? Oh, wait. I like my street Ivy. She's definitely a lot better of a character. Oh, it gave me the option to change it. Oh, why is it on there twice now? Yeah, you're going 6 feet under. And then you're just a bitch. I like Hyria. Um, no questions. I'm gonna put her here. Okay, Rachel. Wait, okay, I'm gonna say something about Melissa that she didn't advocate for her brother enough to have more freedom. And the whole curse thing, I get it why they didn't let him and stuff, but it still feels like they could have. They just give him more freedom than he did, and she definitely didn't advocate for that. I definitely want their hands with both his parents. Lucinda and My Street. Um, I think we all know where she's going. I guess I should say that for both, but I think this one's more over here me. Casey is automatically here. Okay, I did 2 feathers for this for a reason. He's both in a Hear Me Out and a 6 feet under because of the shit that he did. But obviously, I love Zane. I've made that very clear in the edits. I love Zane. So, Zane a good character. I like him. Paul is a. I'll put him in Hear Me Out this time. I actually did 2 photos of him, but I'm gonna put him here with his husband as well. Okay, my street, Zane, not Zane, Gene. Um, love him. Love the redemption. This one can go. Oops, 6 feet under. There's Garte. We're gonna throw hands because you really pulled out of the experiments because Derek was really adamant about it. I feel like he would have still put those his son and maybe even like suggested putting Zane in there or even suggested changing them out. But she probably did, if we're all honest. I'm gonna throw hands with Gina Maestri, not Maestri, Dijkstra. My Street Garth is gonna go here. I like him as a character, but like, there was just certain things about him that kind of. Eh. I'm gonna throw hands with this version and this version because they are both from season one. Obviously, him betraying Aphmau because of his feelings for her. When it's his job as a guard to put his feelings aside, and the fact that he literally just walked away from Lawrence and her gun into the barn for the shower, and then, oh, suddenly they're here making out. That's not weird at all or suspicious. Eric. He's a sweet being. Um, I love him. Sorry, Caitlin. Ghost, who I believe we've come to learn is Emily's like half of Emily's soul, but I'm gonna count her as a separate character from Evelyn because she's so different from her. If you know what I mean. Um, her whole thing was Zane, but I think with like when season 6 came around, I think the realization finally hit her of, oh, it's not Zane that I love, it was Kimmer, who we're pretty sure passed away in season 3. I can't remember if he actually did or not. I don't love her character, but I do like her. Uh, it's the same with Emily. You're gonna go in. We're gonna throw hands. You're going 6 feet under, sir. And TBH Zane, not Zane. Oh my God, Ian is hard for me because I love his character at the beginning of the series. Like he did give me kind of weird vibes with like certain things he said, and I think that was the whole point of it. But it made it seem like, oh, like he's not used to being out of human school with all these humans, along with werewolves and Miflas. I'm gonna say like for the first season, he was really cool. We also know where Dottie goes. Diane. I know some people like, why'd you say it like that? I love Diane. Diane's like a character that I absolutely adore. So I'm gonna put her up here. Ew. Okay, I have a story for you guys. I was looking up Derek and I had put Aphmau in front of it to so I could find him and not just like some random guy named Derek. One of the suggestions to me was Derek times Aphmau, and I'm like, oh my God, please no. I saw I got stuck down to a rabbit hole. There was a very weird fan fiction for them. I I tried scrumming it from my mind, but like it was pure like I don't know. It's kind of gross, and I say kind of, but like it was gross. Like I think it's like that's your son's daughter, or no, that's your son's daughter. That is your son's fiance, and you're like, ugh. Derek has a character though. We're definitely gonna throw hands just because like he was way too tough on Aaron, and I don't think he trusted him enough, and that really sucked. MCD Garth. What do we have left? Not that many. Okay. MCD Garth, not Garrett. Oh my God, I am. You can tell I'm tired again. He's gonna appear with everyone else. He wasn't that bad in Phoenix Drop, and I do love him in Max Street because I feel like he matured a lot more. We all know where Daniel's going. I know you guys thought I was gonna put him in Best Boy. I probably should put him in there, but he's such a cutie. I love him. I'm not gonna throw hands with her. She's 6 feet deep, man. She love her. Uh, like her. Brennan. He's an okay character. Uh, yeah. Blaze. We again, we all know where Blaze goes. Betty. If anyone, okay, the only reason why I'm not putting her in wife material is because she's asexual and I don't feel comfortable. I'm pretty sure she says she's asexual. She has no attraction to people. I'm pretty sure that's what she said in the series. It's been a while since I watched Fucking Claw. Um, the reason why she's been the best boys, girl, because I respect, even if it's a character, I respect their sexuality. I'm not gonna like, cause like with Nate and Guy, I'm pretty sure Nate's bi, but I still put him in there because he's obviously, oh, also not my type. But okay, I'm using this for Irene. I know it's not, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Irene. It could also be Aphmau. I can't remember which. Um, she's done a lot of shitty things, apparently, that we kind of get the gist of. And with Shad's anger and the like flashbacks that we've seen with her being told that she used one of their daughters as a relic, part of me feels like that was supposed to be okay, how do I explain this for people who may not even know? I feel like it was Diaries Aphmau who was obviously Irene. So I don't know if she's like a reincarnation of Irene, if Irene finally decided to reincarnate, or how that went. Um, but I feel like when he went at her about it, that's the time that he did it. It wasn't when she was actually Irene, she was Aphmau Irene at this point. So I but I still like her as a character. Uh, wife and wife. Gonna throw hands with him, and then also we're gonna husband up Agent R because yeah, and then Aaron, MCD Aaron. Well, seeing how he dies, still loved his wife a little bit, and I'm gonna assume he fell in love with Aphmau. And that's like he was willing to make the sacrifice if she didn't have to, kind of deal. So I'm gonna put him. I really do like him. So yeah, him here. And all right, that's our tier list. As I said, I changed something and I added. Here, I meant to add Shad in. Kiki would have been in Best Blair Girl, and then Shad probably would have been in 6 Feet Deep, honestly. Yeah, that's our stream. I'm gonna go off because I need to do some stuff, and we might come back to do some episodes of the thing I want to watch with you guys. And it's not gonna be it's not gonna be Aphmau related, but it's gonna be Minecraft related. So I will see you guys